All right. Can't stop the rock. This is chapter 4 header. I wouldn't say I'm exactly done with this. I'm still effing around with it, but like at this point, I've used a font for this and I'm trying to make it a little bit more legible. It looks completely illegible. I posted it in a couple of places. So, anyway. But, see how that BA looks so much nicer? I gotta do that for this whole thing. Because otherwise it's unreadable. That could be really boring. Otherwise, this page is kind of done. This is the first of my chapters that I put some actual dialogue on. Don't care. And I drew a page 27. I don't know if you can see it. It's very rough, but rough is how I like to start it out. Panels. I just realized that's in the wrong place. How about right there instead? The hell, man. Oh, I get it. It's erasing over the line I put. Well, I need to. What's my eraser? Well, that makes a lot of sense. Syrup. Syrup is a good eraser. So on this page, I mean, I kind of knew where I wanted to go with it, but I was feeling a little out of ideas on how to stage it. I think we did okay. You know, as long as it looks halfway decent and if you hit the beat that you were trying to hit, you know, you gotta remember, the reader's not going to spend much time on your pages, especially if you do it correctly. That's actually by design. You don't need them poring over the art for hours. Your primary responsibility is the story. And it's nice if they do actually come back and they check out the art. Or there's some particular scene that really stands out. I'm going to edit that one. No, he's fine. Damn it. I'm wedging this panel a little bit. It's a little bit off the horizontal. But that's okay. I really messed around with this guy's expression down here at the bottom. Position. All right. 4-panel page. Those are my least favorite. Let's put that. Let's call this one ink. And let's just do a little startup. I always tell myself, you don't gotta do much. Oh, and one other problem I have is no, hey, whoa, reference. Where's you at? I want to make sure the hobgoblin matches, but we've got him at a slightly different angle. We're down below. We're closer in and down below. So Doesn't have to match exactly. I think I messed up with my pencil drawing. I've been accumulating art supplies lately. You might be wondering, but you don't really, you work digitally. I've been getting back into doing more sketchbooking too. You might have seen the live stream I did last night. I think I did 2 fairly good illustrations and 1 terrible one. Let's see. But isn't that the way? It always turns out. Like I said, I had to really test my motivational powers to get this one done today. Although drawing, it's not a problem. I know, and it's drawn in a very rough state. All right. That's not the worst thing in the world. All right, cool. And there's a second layer of shoulder guard. Oops. Shout out to Windblock Customs, Snowbull. He posted a pinup of Brillig in his Dodo battle form. It must be a bit confusing for you, my friend, because you're probably like, I've only seen this character like as I'm drawing him, so you don't really follow the story. If you go to Instagram, you could follow the story because I post every page, but it's probably very confusing to see all these different characters. Um, for which I apologize. Okay. Let's see. So what's happening in this first panel, by the way, is whoops, well, I took him out. In this first panel, the frog has taken him over here and is saying, well, let's see, move my reference panel here. Here's a magic weapon you can use to fight the Jeb. Sorry that we had to kidnap you and make you fight him before. However, the magic weapon is also cursed. And Brillig says, doesn't bother me, I'm already cursed. Anyways, he gets it loose and he gets the weapon. And that is the beginning of Brillig and the Vorpal Blade. This is a big moment in my comic. Believe it or not. Because that's going to be his signature. When I was coming up with this comic, believe it or not, I only had a couple of concepts, and one of them was Brillig's going to eventually fight the Jabberwock. It's down the road. And when he fights him, he's going to have this magic weapon called the Vorpal Blade. And the whole thing about the Vorpal Blade is it cuts off heads. Cuts off heads, baby. Not always, but... He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. I believe is the line in the poem. Okay, so we're doing okay. We don't have the top of his hobgoblin helmet, but that's okay. One thing I care very much about, more so than if people think the art is impressive on this comic, is I want them to be able to follow the storyline and to get the jokes. There's plenty of jokes. They're all kind of worked in there. And I would absolutely love it if, I thought my jokes were funny. Okay. These are these sort of wedge-shaped plates. This is if you, I will at least say it's inspired by the first edition AD&D Hobgoblin, who for some reason, unknown to anybody but possibly David C. Sutherland. I think it was David C. Sutherland who drew them. Drew them wearing sort of quasi, but not exactly, samurai gear. They were like kind of samurai-looking goblins with a lacquered armor and the helmet and everything. It was just always thought that was cool. And subsequent editions, they took that look away. Because it was truly inexplicable. Nobody knows why. He's still around. I should probably ask him. I can send him an email. Why you do that? But I don't want to know why, really. I just like that he did it. I always thought it was cool. All right. Let's see what we got. I want to make sure that the hand matches the hand. We're seeing it from a slightly different angle. So the thumb will be behind. We'll see that. And then let's mess with Brillig a little bit. Did I go too wild on his nose? Brillig. It's one of those things where I might have to pull the pencil off to really get. Not the right effect. What Brillig is finding out, if you remember him from the very earliest pages, in the earliest parts of the Brillig story, I wouldn't say life is exactly easy, but he's cruising through through the challenges presented to him, and laughing at every trouble he encounters. 25 pages later, he's trying to pull a magic weapon off of a statue and getting ready for one of the toughest battles of his career. Maybe possibly the toughest battle of his career to that point. Does that look suitably handicapped to you? That's what I'm going for. Handicap, Al Cap, Will Abner. Will Abner is always on my mind, man. All right. Al Cap. I want him to really put his back into it. So he's going to have like a little bit of an arch here. All right. How does it look when you got a firm grip on something? I don't think you have your thumb up like this. I think it's down like this. All right. Okay. Let's see what we got. This is muscles straining, right? Might have to make his head a bit smaller. I might have pooched that. Let's see. About that. That is a constant problem with me, and I'm gonna have to like train myself out of it or something because like I made his thigh too small. I don't know what I just did with this foot. Let's take the pencils back out. Maybe this is why I was holding off on doing this one until later on tonight. Um, Another thing I like about his boot is this is a cavalry boot. So you don't need much of a heel, but you need a little bit of a heel. A little bit of a sole. A little bit of sole. Oh. You ever hear the Ramones version of that? It's great. All right. He's looking naked. Brillig, you're naked. I shouldn't have it looking so phallically. There. I should bring it up all the way to there. All right, let's see if I can. Well, that's not going to work. I'm going to make this straight line. It's got to go. Straight line has got to go right through. And then I've got to adjust the hand. I'm not sure I'm getting it. Oh, we were so close. We were so close. All right. And he's pulling the spear, or the glaive in this case, off. My other concern is I'm gonna put, and I'm gonna have to rearrange where I put my dialogue balloons. They should not be like sitting right in front of the blade. Well, maybe they should. Maybe that's okay. I think I already had this argument with myself, and and I and I won, or I lost. Is that the blade is not that important right now in this particular panel. All right, let's take a look. Hands always a problem. Come on, man. I just did. All right. Really rough and ugly. So let's try and fix that. Okay. Oh, that's you know what I just erased was his thumb. That's okay. Thumb is back. I'm thinking his leg is too short. Should I stretch it? It's easy enough to do. I think that's a little bit closer. Okay. I'm embracing my style, my natural style. Come on out, style. All right, where's his other arm? That's the problem. Okay. He's got his arm slightly bent. All right, let's see if we. Actually, if you consider his back shoulder is probably here, he can have it at that grip, but his arm's not going to be that bent. All right, let's throw in some shadow here. Windblock, if you're watching, we're gonna figure this out where you can come on the drawing stream just for fun. There's no point to the drawing stream. We're not actually even. I'm not even working on comics. You don't have to work on anything. Um, you don't even have to talk. I put music on. If you want to talk, you can. I'll turn the music off. We'll probably say hello just because we don't really know each other. I'll probably find out more about you, hear what you're into. I'm kind of interested in your custom action figures. I think that's really cool. Um, damn it. Life sucks. All right. There we go. Okay. Do we have the start of a panel here? I'm at 28 minutes. I have been doing some drawing. I'll just show you a little bit. Some of it sucks, just so you know. X is the Unknown is the sketchbook of the month. Possibly future months. This is a Windblock character. Vortex. I'll have to figure out a way to scan it. I don't have a good way to do it. I am kind of proud of this Sandman. I mean, it was really all about, for me, the clothing folds and inking the clothing folds. I'm not saying I did a completely excellent job at it either, but it's a skill I want to work on. So I did that. Oh, I did this Nutcracker, but I never finished them. I just worked on them a little bit. The interesting thing about the Nutcracker, I did them entirely with a brush. I did this werewolf. Um, Not as good. Very simplistic, really. And of course, when you're working in the raw ink, I always like to leave it for 24 hours because if I tried to do this too soon, I would just like the ink would just smear, it just goes everywhere. And then I drew this Japanese toy I found, but I didn't ink it. I started to draw this psychic character, but I didn't ink him. This is the Phantom, and I don't know if you can see it. He's done in sepia ink, which I have sepia black. I don't think I did a great job inking him. I did him with a fountain pen. Fountain pen, well, at least in this particular ink, it dries faster, but it's not as accurate of a tool. And then these robots also in the same fountain pen, as you can tell, the ink. Sepia black. It's not as gorgeous as the Kuretake black that I've got over here with a dip pen. Got a couple of inking brushes. I'm excited to play around with those. Um, I have an idea for a project that I've been working on. I actually got all the way to like page 10 on a script yesterday using this cool technique. I'm going to do a video about scripting using a certain organizational tool, which is probably going to get me canceled, but I'm going to show a really cool trick that well, I'm not going to say that I discovered it. I sort of stumbled upon it on my own, and I started applying some other disciplines and ideas to it, and I came up with some pretty cool stuff. So I did a little talk about it on the Adventures in Comic Making Discord that I want to show. And I showed about 4 or 5 people how it works. And people were either very impressed or very dismissive. They're like, I don't know. What you're doing is cool. Which is fine. Seems cool to me. Um, Organizational tools, processes, and gimmicks being what they are. Um, it's only as good as what you put into it. But I was showing a really cool method for putting a lot into it, and some people kind of got it, and some people weren't getting as much out of it, and that's fine. That's totally cool. You know, it's whatever you put into it. Um, what else is going on? And then I got up this morning and I realized I didn't have any page drawn, so I spent a lot of time drawing this, and went out to Michael's and I got some Posca paint markers that I haven't opened up yet. Just white. I got 2 sizes of white Posca paint markers and 2 white gel pens. Are these both Poscas? Yeah, they're both Poscas. Um, so I saw some cool things going on with the Posca, and I want to try it. I'm interested in trying it with my inking. I know my inking is struggling. I know I'm not very good at it yet, but I want to get better. I want to keep at it. And my digital inking, I feel pretty good about my digital inking, really. I mean, but I want to keep at that too. I've been looking at Ramona Fradon art. I've been looking at Greg and Fake's Santos Sisters. I spent a lot of time looking at vintage comics to try and see, you know, what are what what's the secret? What's the special sauce? Um, I look at other comics too for what we would call a negative example, like how can I not do that trick? One of those is I actually quite respect the art. This Toriyama, I just hate his line weights. And I realized, well, it's just that's his line weights. That's fine. Um, but for me, I always want to have um, varied line weights and the sort of direct lighting shadows that I like. Always make me happy. I think I can even do that in all black. I would like to learn more about this feathering. So I just screwed that up. That's okay. We're gonna just redo that part. And in general, this is all about constant improvement. Constant improvement. So here's to constant improvement. Talk to you later. There will be more comics every day. I might be working on this page for a couple of days. And I think we are nearing the end of the story. I had thought maybe it'll go to 32. It might just go to like 29. This is 27. Um, so, well, maybe 30, 31. It could go to 32. He's got to confront the Jub. It's a rematch. And then the battle has to go off the rails, but then, well, we'll see what happens. Spoiler alert. All right. Talk to you later. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Brillig, a barbarian in Wonderland.